Okay, I'll start off by saying this is not my fault. I made a program, which I'll link down below, where I calculated the moment of inertia of a sphere by breaking it into a whole bunch of tiny pieces. So then a couple of people online said, why don't you just make, and it was kind of convoluted, right? Because I had to make these, like, I had to make a ring of points, and then I had to evenly space them, and then I made, use those rings to make a disk, and then use the disk to make a sphere, and, I mean, it worked. It worked. Okay. But someone said, why don't you just make random points? And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a sphere of random points, and then use those random points to find the moment of inertia. And I'm starting from scratch. Okay, so let's just do this first thing. I'm going to say, let's say R equals 1, M equals 1, and then I theory equals 2/5 M times R squared. That's the answer, right? Which is 2/5. Now, how do I make a random number in Python? So let's say temp number equals random, like that. And that will need to print that. Print temp. There you go. So this gives a random number between 0 and 1. And here's my idea. I want to make a three-dimensional random number. So I need 3 random numbers. But this would be all numbers between 0 and 1. And I need a number between -1 and 1. And then I need to limit that so that the radius is, so it's not a sphere, not a box. Okay, so step 1 is to make a random number between -1 and 1. And I think in Python, in GlowScript Python, the only random number function that we have is random. There might be another one, but it, now I'm not really sure. Let's just do it this way. 2 times random minus 1. So this will make a random number between 0 and 2, and I'll subtract 1. So the result will be a random number between -1 and 1. Let's just run this. And I get -0.6. Let's run it again. -0.8. I should get a positive number at one point. No. There. Okay, so I think it's working. Okay, so now I can make a sphere. The other thing I want to do is I want to make a vector. So watch this. Let's do this. R equals vector. This. So it's got 3 random numbers. Let's print that one out. No. What did I do wrong? Identifier directly after 30. Random number, temp print, R equals vector. Oh, that's why. 2. I just didn't copy that right. 2. Okay, run it. Okay, so now I'll get a random number, and this is a position between x is between -1 and 1, y is between -1 and 1, and z is between -1 and 1. But I don't want that. I want a sphere. Okay, so let's just make a box, and then we'll limit it to a sphere, and then let's do that. Okay, so I want that r. I don't want to retype that. So let's say n equals 100. I'm gonna make 100 points, and then I'm gonna say n equals 0. This is my counter. And I know there's a better way to do it, but I like to do it this way. So then I'm going to say, while n is less than n, do the following. Let's make this random number, and then I'm going to make a sphere. Oops. I'm going to make a sphere with that radius r, at the position of that r. So I'm just going to say sphere, position equals r. The radius, since the radius of my random variable is between 0 and -1 and 1, let's say radius is equal to 0.1. And let's just leave it as the gray, and then I need to do n equals n plus 1. And then let's just double check. Print n. I think I got that wrong, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how many there are. Okay, yeah, so I got 100 masses, and they're randomly distributed. Let's make it a little bit smaller. 0, and let's make a little bit more, right? Because once you get it working, you can start increasing the size. Okay, now we're getting artistic here. That just looks cool. Let's make it bigger, right? More points, more cowbell. All right, look at that. That's pretty cool. That's 10,000 points. I can zoom in too. Look. I mean, there's a fine line between physics and art, and this is crossing the border. Okay, now the one thing you do have to worry about is it does get, even displaying that starts really stressing out my computer with large numbers. So I like to change that back to 10. Okay, now I want to make a sphere. So I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to say if the magnitude of R is less than or equal to, it'd be right on, big R, then do the following, then make the sphere. Let's see, let's put that back to 1,000. Okay, looks spherical. That does look pretty spherical. Let's make 10,000. Okay. I think that's spherical. I'm pretty happy. Are you happy? I'm pretty happy. Let's put this back down to 10. Okay, or 100 and run it. Now, I don't need this print in. So now, I imagine I have these 100 points, and I want to find the moment of inertia of these 100 points. What I'm going to do is take the mass of each point times the distance from the axis squared. In this case, I'm going to use the x-axis as my rotation axis. Since the sphere is centered on the origin, that will work. So the first thing I need to do is to say I equals 0, because I'm going to start off at 0, and then I'm going to add the moment of inertia due to each point, and then that should work. I need the mass of each point. So dm is going to be the total mass, m, divided by the number, n. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to, if the radius, when I make these random numbers, if the radius is less than r, big R, then I'm going to plot it, which I don't actually have to do, and I'm going to add to the moment of inertia. So I equals I plus dm times, okay, so I need the x, I don't care about the x values. I only care about the y and z values. So I'm going to say r dot y squared plus r dot z squared. So r dot y is the y component of the random number I just generated. And then I'm going to square that plus the z component. And that will give me the distance from the axis squared. And I think that should work. Let's just see. So print theoretical I equals I theory. Print calculated I equals I. Do you think it's going to work? Now I only have 100 here. Okay, I'm only doing 100 points. Of course, you know I'm going to ramp it up. Okay. So it's not close. Let's do 1,000 data points. Still not close. 10,000. Huh. What am I doing wrong? So it is, I'm going to put this back down. Okay, so I think there's a problem right here. So it's dm, it's mr squared. Oh, I see what I do. Okay, so I have eliminated, I'm counting 100 points, but I'm not plotting 100 points because I increase in if, no matter what. I think I need to do this. I think this needs to be in here. Only increase in if it's in the sphere. I don't think that'll make a huge difference, but let's just see. Okay, that made a huge difference. Look, with just 100 points, I'm getting the right answer. That's amazing. Okay, let's do 1,000. Okay, and then let's run it again. Look, so I'm 0.405191. If I run it again, so I get a little bit different. Let's do 10,000. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, let's put that back down to 100. And you know what? I don't even need to plot these things. I'm going to not plot them, and I'm going to run it. It's faster. Now I'm going to put this at 100,000. So one, let's see, that's 1,000. That's 100,000. So, and then run it again. Still. Okay. I'm pretty happy. This is a lot easier program, but again, we're kind of cheating here. I wonder if we could do a random number distribution for like disks and other shapes too. That'd be pretty cool. I guess you could even do non-uniform density stuff, but okay. Well, really, at the very least, this is an introduction to random numbers in GlowScript. Hope you guys like this.